meet you. What was your name?
I'm Angie Hacker.
Angie Hacker?
Mm-hmm.
And you're from?
I'm from Empower SBC, so I'm with the County of Santa Barbara. It's actually under the Housing and Community Development Department. I've really only come to listen. I wasn't really prepared to speak, but I'm here because anytime there's an opportunity to learn more about the options that are available to consumers and contractors to get involved in the energy retrofit world, we would like to listen. We are also trying to create new options for consumers and contractors as well, because we know what's the main obstacle. A lot of us know.
Angie, I'm sorry, but if I can get you to stand over there, because you're like a black silhouette here, I can't see you at all around you. So if I can get you to stand right on this side.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
I think most of us know what the obstacles are for consumers to start doing these types of improvements on their home, right? It's pretty obvious. I think we're talking about it today. It's money, right? A lot of people don't have the upfront capital to do the improvements that we'd like to see them do. At Empower SBC, we'd really like to see people seal their home, try to be more energy efficient, and there's a lot of different ways you can do that. It's those things that you can feel that you can't see, so most homeowners aren't quite aware of it. And it's those things that can actually save you money and make you a lot more comfortable in your homes. And at the same time, it helps the community be a little bit more environmentally friendly, use its resources a little bit more wisely, and also take us off the dependence on traditional energy sources, which I think is something we can all benefit from. In addition, it's helping us create jobs. Every time we put a contractor back to work in these tough times, it's going to help the economy as a whole as well. So those are some of the goals of Empower SBC. So if we know that upfront money is really the problem, how is Empower SBC planning to solve it? We have a financing option for consumers that is unlike anything else that you have probably seen. If homeowners are interested in doing these improvements, they might go out and look for a loan. A lot of them right now in this economy can't do something like a HELOC, home equity line of credit. They might not have enough credit themselves to put up the upfront money. They probably don't have cash in the bank to pay for, say, a $20,000 improvement. You start adding solar onto that, it gets really expensive. And so what we're trying to do is help to spread those costs up to 15 years using an unsecured loan. And an unsecured loan is really what's hot right now because it's easier to get for consumers than a secured loan. A home equity line of credit kind of means that you need to not be underwater.
Right.
That's kind of tough for a lot of people right now. So this is something that's accessible. It's discounted. So what we were able to do is actually grab one of 30 grants that was given to local jurisdictions throughout the country from the Department of Energy. We were selected as one of 30. We got a couple $1 million. We're putting a portion of that into what's called a loan loss reserve fund, which helps to reduce the risk for a lender to provide these loans to consumers. So it's pretty smart. It helps us leverage that little pot of money we had out to what we think is going to be $20 million. Wow. And perhaps revolve further than that. And so we think what we have to offer is going to be great. I'm in the final stages of a contract with a local lender who is on board. We will be one of the first, probably the first in the state to have a program like this. We are also working with Energy Upgrade California, which is a new statewide program offering up to $4,000 rebates on these types of projects. So when I talk about these types of projects, I'm talking about energy efficiency retrofits. Okay, so up to $4,000 to retrofit your home. Add on top of that, if you need the money, if you need the upfront money, come to Empower SBC. We'll help you provide some financing grant to be qualified for the secured loans. We can also help you get in contact with participating contractors who have been vetted and trained to do this type of work. And if you're interested in solar, which a lot of people are, we can also add that into your loan as well. You do have to do energy retrofit measures along with solar. So part of the message we're trying to send when we come out and talk to homeowners is solar is great, but solar can also be more expensive than it has to be. You can get a smaller solar unit if you've done some improvements on your home first. So you don't necessarily need a 3-kilowatt unit. You might do better with a 1-kilowatt unit if you sealed your attic, sealed your ducts, replaced your windows, that type of thing.
Excellent. Very good.
Okay.
Now you have a website location?
Yeah, you can find us at empowersbc.org. Like I said, I'm in the final stages of contract development with the lender. I have to go back to my board. That'll happen in August, and then we're hoping to launch very soon after that.
Okay, and your first and last name again?
Angie Hacker.
And your phone number?
You can reach me at 568-3520.
Excellent. Thank you, Angie, very much. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Chuck,
Okay.
can I introduce you? I want you to do this for me, please, because there's a lot going on inside my heart. 20 years locked up, I've been in jail. So, can you do this for me? I don't want your friend there to hang me.
I just let you stay focused.
Just like that rope. Thank you. Let's see. Which one? Okay, take that.
Let me just kind of get away from the lighting.
I'm going to just walk around a little bit, get some air.
I contacted Dan last Monday.
Not right now. He's going to talk.
Yes, when I get back up there, raise your hand.
I contacted Dan
If he doesn't
Monday.
move off.
And we sat down for about 3 hours, and all of that time was me trying to understand what it is he's doing and what he's got. Let me just tell you, Dan is such a smart guy that he's got so many things wandering around in his head that he can't get it down to the spot where you know what it is he's dealing with. And I'm still in that same boat too. I understand this to a limited extent as to what he's got and what he's dealing with. But most of you are here because you're investors. You're here because you want to make money. And most of us investors want to make money on our money as opposed to making money with a hammer and chisel or whatever it is that you might come up with. So, looking around at how you can make more money, most of you have assets such as rental properties. Those properties represent a couple of things. One, they represent monies. Secondly, they represent a place where solar or other types of environmental things can be placed. Now, it turns out that right now, and for only a short period of time, this is just a window of opportunity that we have right now. For a short period of time, the U.S. government is not only authorizing, but encouraging that we reduce our dependency on foreign oil. And in so doing, there are a number of ways that that can be done, one of them being solar. Dan has spent a lot of time understanding things like solar, financing, what the government laws are, all of those kinds of things, and he's brought it together to the point where he almost has a program to get you involved. And when I say he almost has a program, what I mean by that is he would like to leave this meeting today with you giving him some written encouragement that he can take to the bank and say, look, I've got a whole group of people that are ready to jump on board with this if you'll just get your program together. And just like the lady from Rabobank, she didn't quite have it together, but it's not far from being able to really get there. And the program amounts to this. If you will put on your buildings some solar, the federal government will pay you 45% of the cost of that. Now, how would you like to get 45% of the cost of some addition to your facility paid for? Not only that, what Dan has worked up is a way that you can actually make deposits in the bank, either a deposit of money or a deposit of property, and I will explain that in just a minute. such that you can be part of this whole setup to where what will happen is the bank will lend that money to other solar projects, and each time that money goes out and is used, you get a portion of what the bank earns. Now, most of us think when we talk about putting money in the bank, now the way this would work, if you have $20,000, you put it in a CD in the bank. We're not talking about some risky thing that you would do with your money. We're talking about you put it in a CD in the bank, except you designate that to be under the Go Green program. That's all you have to do. Just designate it that it's going to be under the Go Green program.
And Chuck, just to get clear, this is money controlled by the bank. It's not controlled by Dan or me or anybody else.
Exactly.
That's how it's secured. Checking account, savings account, CD, whatever.
FDIC set up the whole thing that you're used to. Every time you go into the bank, you set up a CD. You might be getting 2% on it. Whoopee. But in addition to that, each time this is used on a solar project, you get 7 or 8%. Now, this is not per year. This is each time it's used. Now, how many times can that money be cycled and the contractor finish the job and get paid? And
If you're not waiting for one contractor, it could be 100, it could be 10, who knows? And if you're out promoting it, it's going to happen even that much quicker.
that's the point.
Who's taking the credit risk?
What's that?
Who takes the credit risk?
Who takes the credit?
Credit risk.
There's no credit risk involved.
Bank CD, savings account, checking account, it's controlled by the bank, not by Dan or anybody else.
Okay, but the money goes to a contractor, right? And if the contractor doesn't pay, where's the risk? That's my question.
There's a risk with a contractor, that's true.
That's why you have liens and progress payment reports.
Understand, I just want to, is it the bank risk or is it your risk?
Yeah.
It's our responsibility as a contractor to do it's our risk when we're collecting money, materials, do the job properly, no doubt about it.
Well,
It's the only way you can stay in business as a contractor, but
No, I understand that.
I understand that. Chuck, as you see it, because I don't really know, I'm not real clear on this either, if the bank's loaning the money out to the contractor, isn't it the bank's risk?
And the bank is the
Conduit.
The bank really does not have any risk there. What happens is the bank does not really loan your money out. What they do is they use your money to secure the fact that they can get money from the feds, and that's what's lent out. So it's the federal government that really is at risk.
So if somebody defaults and there's money not being paid back, who's going to end up in the hole?
It's lost out of the Treasury Department.
It's the bank, not...
Well, the bank...
Not
really-
the
He's
investor.
saying the Fed, you're saying the bank.
Well,
I'm confused.
I'm confused too. I'm trying to get clear here.
Well, the bank is holding your money.
Right, I understand that. And the bank triggers some federal money. Federal money goes to the contractor. Contractor screws up, doesn't pay back. Who takes the hit?
Well, it's the same thing that happens in any loan default, but the real one that's the loser is the federal, or the investor. In some cases, it's an investor that's actually financing that loan. But what happens? The bank uses the money that they've got on deposit, and they are given 4 to 10 times that amount that they can lend out.
Is this written up anywhere?
This is standard banking.
Fractional reserve system.
If you, I just finished a course called SAFE loans, and basically what it shows is that the bank